home to the most hardened of frontiersmen, pioneers, and nomads. Beyond the sporadic dots of civilization dwell terrifying beasts and deadly monsters. Icewind Dale, home to the most hardened of frontiersmen, pioneers, and nomads. Beyond the sporadic dots of civilization dwells terrifying beasts and deadly monsters. Each night, before midnight, Oriel takes to the sky and weaves her spell of ice and darkness. For 2 years, the north of Faerun has been covered in everlasting rime. From Dugan's Hole to Lonelywood, from high atop Kelvin's Cairn down to Mare du Walden. Hungry and cold, the population of Icewind Dale huddles together in empty homes, praying to the gods to end Oriel's reign. Their prayers were answered. Heroes summoned by fate have vowed to break the Frostmaiden spell.
Hey, there we are.
Oh
No,
God,
frozen.
what my face?
Hello.
They can hear us.
Yes, but apparently we're still frozen for some reason. Hey.
I appreciate everyone's faces.
I
in
don't.
This freeze frame. There we go.
It's freezing out of here.
Justin looks like he's chewing on his character portrait.
Might be.
Yes, I too would blame Oriel. Hello everyone, apologies for the delay and the little hiccups in tech. Apparently that video might have been a little too big for what Slobs was able to handle. I am Simon at Wandering DM, and I am pretending I didn't hear Diana say anything.
What did she say?
We're playing Rime of the Frostmaiden, and I have a beautiful crew of players with me. Let's just go very quickly around the screen. Tell us who you're playing, and I know people saw the video and everything, but that'll give me time to just set up a few things last minute. So hey, let's start with our definitely not sorcerer.
Maybe. I could multi-class. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yet. Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm definitely a wizard. Named Sarkia. Not a sorcerer. Just saying. Next.
Next is definitely not a honest guide.
Burn.
What? What is? I don't understand. I've never not been honest about how he's not guiding them.
No, actually, that's kind of true.
You're honest in your dishonesty.
Exactly. I am Ragnar, and yes, I am playing. No way, I'm Pirate Jesus, and I am playing Ragnar. That's the way it goes.
Except, see, this is what happens when you make a character that's just like yourself.
He's not just like myself.
Um,
I'm not guiding anyone through Icewind Dale.
Next up is someone who's definitely not on the run.
Hey. Who said that? Yeah. Hi, I'm Tumai and playing Elise. Who might have been a little bit too honest in the last episode. I think I spilled too many beans.
We'll see about that. Next up is someone who is definitely not a priest of a Monitor.
Oh, no, definitely not. He is a false god. Hello, I'm Etten. Played by Stash Mandu. And I am a cleric of the cleric of the god Lathander. May his light shine upon you forever. And I have a fish.
Cleric
Indeed.
of the priest of the god.
It's the Furbolg who saw the men who saw the wolf? The bear? No, wait, that's just a French saying. Anyway, last person is
Well, the
definitely...
spider to catch the fly to what?
I don't know. But our last player tonight is definitely not single anymore, question mark?
Hi guys, I am Diana. I am playing Helafine tonight, and yeah.
I mean, technically, wasn't she not single in the first place? It was just a long distance relationship.
I don't think it counts if you're just pen pals. Like, the hug solidified it.
And speaking of hugs, our
The hug and
last...
totally not the sleeping with each other last night. Literally sleeping. Sleeping literally.
Cuddle
Literally.
pile.
Or,
Indeed.
Or.
We ended on... Well, okay, so in my PG
So you
brain...
haven't even started the game. It's off the rails. Goodbye.
In my PG brain, last episode ended on a cuddle pile with the dogs and the
I did
werebear.
not cuddle. I did not.
No, you
Cuddle the
stayed.
dogs, you monster!
I cuddled one dog and I like pulled him away from the pile.
No.
But yes, the group met 2 sessions ago with Oya Minartok, the legendary, perhaps divine werebear, who travels the tundra, the winter walker. They took refuge in her cave while a blizzard was raging on outside. There was a tense discussion between Helafine and Oya Minartok about, well, the fact that the werebear was somewhat responsible for their pen pal relationship, but also for opening people's mail without really, asking or checking if it's actually theirs.
Federal offense.
Yep. And
Oh, whatever. I mean, maybe it's federal offense. You just don't have a Supreme Court. There.
no one in
Why?
no one in 10 Town's gonna say anything. After the discussion, the some of the issues between Elefine and Oya were smoothed down. Helafine saw Oya Minartok in her actual Goliath form, even though she said she preferred the fur and the thickness of the layer of fat that she has around her, which...
Well, no, I think thickness, maybe you shouldn't... I mean, it really could go both ways.
I mean,
He
she
didn't
liked
say he
being a
spelled it
bear.
that way.
She likes being a bear because it's warm. God damn it.
Maybe also Diana prefers the THICC.
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Start a new campaign with new characters. All right.
You
Tonight we're
also
rolling.
left out that Helafine broke Ragnar's jaw, or at least
Oh,
dislocated
yeah.
it.
She didn't break my jaw. She hit me a couple times, and I went and I slept away from everybody after congratulating her. I'm not killing the person that she loved, apparently.
And Ragnar spent the night talking to a silent fish who,
Forgot about that.
at the very end of his musing, had
do
a
it.
sort of twinkle in his eye.
Yeah, remember? The goddamn.
No, I just don't want him to give Justice any excuse.
I'm not allowed to play it on stream.
Not
But
that I
on
ever
break.
gave you that rule. Oh no, you can't play it on stream because of the.
Yeah, no, because we don't know if it's, copyrighted.
Yeah.
We just need
So-
to make up a song for Justice to sing when he puts the fish up to the camera.
We're gonna pick back up where we left off. The exact moment after. Not the next morning, but with Ragnar. Sitting by himself in the cold tunnel. Fixing a dead trout with a twinkly eye.
Oh, that's right, because I rolled a really good perception.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I've been close enough to it that if I just walk up to it, it's not going to activate again, right?
We'll figure that, for the sake of everyone, since you all know sort of how close you need to be to activate it, it activated when you sat down the first time.
And I've been sitting there the whole time. Okay.
Yeah. It's just every time you need to go, pee somewhere, you come back, the fish starts singing again. It's just very, very annoying.
I would sort of move slightly because I kind of want to see it, get a different angle to see if, because I did just see Oriole streak across the sky, so I kind of want to see if it's just clearly it's just a trick of what vague light she's giving off from the her passing, right? And just gonna turn my head and see if maybe that's all it is. There's clearly nothing else going on with the fish.
Once you move your head, the twinkle is gone. It really lasted for a speck of a moment. And, now that you think of it, it could have been just a reflection of the night sky. But it was a little bit too much of a coincidence.
Not that magical. I mean, I am super paranoid. So I guess now before I go to sleep, I'm going to take the stupid fish down and bury him face down in the snow at the foot of the thing. And I'm going to cast
Protection.
from good and evil in a little circle around me in the cave entrance there, because I don't know what that was, but now I'm just like, you know what? I don't trust fish and whatever god that this fish thinks it might serve at this point, especially if it's Lathander.
Please interrogate the fish.
Where is he?
Just its dumbfounded face.
And then it starts singing.
I'm sure you guys appreciate that. Sleeping in the other room, just me talking, and the fish just starts sitting back through the cave there.
Ooh.
We're
Well,
all sleeping
I mean-
soundly, thank you very
It's
much,
buried in
because you
snow
sleep
right
better in a
now.
pile.
It's very sort of it would be like that.
I am
Basically
fairly certain.
screaming.
Yeah. And I'm fairly certain that some people in the cave would appreciate to have something else drown out the noises. But that said, we're going to move on to the next day.
Drown out what noises?
There's a lot of people sleeping.
Snoring. All the dogs are snoring.
It
Dogs,
is hard to
people,
bear
animals.
all these noises, you know.
All the Ettins snore as well.
You awake the next morning. To Ragnar, nothing has changed. The sky is the same outside. The northern lights are still glowing. Old Bitey is down on its side, not looking at you. Nothing attacked you overnight. Though you can see as you wake up, now that the blizzard is gone, that there are a few sets of tracks going around the entrance of the cave. They appear to be feline in origin. 4-legged animals.
Big feline?
Like mountain lion size. You know, not a tiger, but still enough to be wary of. Just a big kitty. It's just a big, big kitty. Everyone else wakes up at the bottom of the cave. I think everyone else wakes up at the bottom of the cave.
Do we all wake up at kind of the same time, or like, do the dogs wake us up super early, or like?
The dogs aren't trained. Well, they're trained to wake up with the sun. For the last 2 years, sled dogs in Icewind Dale have been going crazy with their internal clock not matching what they see outside.
Sure.
But you've traveled with them long enough to know that, you know, if they get jittery because they need to run or whatever, you can either snooze a bit or like take them out for a run, which, you know, if one of you wakes up super early, you could do.
I was gonna say, now that Haliphine's had a little bit of rest and she's kind of absorbing more of this situation, she's starting to freak herself out again. So the minute one of the pups makes like a little peep, she'll probably like get up quietly and use that as an excuse to go outside for a few minutes and just kind of breathe in the morning air and reset and try and think about everything that's happening right now.
It's cold outside, as it usually is. The dogs keep sniffing a track of paw prints that leave from the mountain around the entrance, like around that little sort of slope that was hiding the front of the cave. So something definitely walked past there.
I would have told you as you left to just, stick close and don't take the animals too far.
Okay.
You look to your left and right. The blizzard is gone. You look a little too far to your right and you can see the peaks of home.
I turn to my left immediately.
There, somewhere in the distance, is the 10 towns. You can't even see the smoke coming out of whatever village would still have enough stuff to burn. You're far in the middle of nowhere. It's quiet. There's an echo of dog whining and playing just because of how dead everything is around. And the rest of the group will slowly rise. Was there anything that you wanted to do during your quiet contemplation of the morning?
I will go find my fish. Is it still face down?
Yeah, in the snow.
Why is my fish face down in the snow?
Ragnar does not appear. Ragnar appears to be cleaning his weapons, and shrugs and doesn't know. Maybe the blizzard knocked it down.
Oh,
Shaved
wait.
that.
Wait, Etten, can you make a religion check for me? Because Ragnar said he
Yes.
cast a spell making a circle in the ground.
Oops.
Dun dun dun.
Whoa, why did that go so many times?
Oh, 3.
Nah. You, the ground would have been too disturbed by the time you got there, Etten, after the dogs and Halifine and Ragnar and everything to see the magic circle. So yeah, continue your discussion. It's been blizzard knocked it down.
He needs to be awake so that he can see the light of the thunder coming, bring his new dawn.
Gonna look out into the darkness. And then
Yeah,
look
you
back
never
at
know. Just in case.
I'm gonna go back to cleaning a sword with my oiled cloth.
It will talk to me, fish. Did he throw you in the snow? Old Bitey, this is most rude.
Old
You know
Bitey
what they
stares
say,
at you.
fish.
It does
Did he
not
do
Fishes get
answer.
stitches.
He doesn't answer you.
Sadakia would come out of the back and she's kind of tucking her spell book back into the bag after preparing her spells for the day because I found out that's the thing that wizards do. I'm only level 3, and what? Why are you pulling the fish out of the snow?
Well, I believe Ragnar claims that the blizzard threw it in the ground. I
She'll
guess
look-
I will have to trust him.
I
she'll-
believe I said it fell onto the ground from the blizzard.
Sarkia will kind of side eye over to Ragnar, and then she'll look down at the ground. Fell?
From the blizzard and the heavy wind.
There wasn't that much of a draft.
Yes, at the back of the cave there wouldn't be, would there?
There, friends, it's okay. Old Bitey is okay, aren't you, old Bitey?
Yeah, he could have got blown away in the.
Of course.
Yes, I am
of
okay,
course.
Etten.
God forbid that I can
Um,
ever roll well.
Etten, can you make a
I have a
perception check?
+5.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to pull my character sheet back
Oh,
up.
no,
The
that's
window
okay.
Closed for some reason.
It's just you did a thing with the fish that prompted me to ask you again.
Did the one thing with the fish that Ragnar refused to do with the fish.
Etten, you take old Bitey and you start, shaking it, mimicking the speech, and you hear a coming from deep inside the fish.
Like a breathing?
No, like, here. Something like that. Or,
Something like dice rolling?
nah, something like this.
Oh,
A rattling.
Ooh.
Yeah, or rattling. But, like, not of bones. Like, words are hard.
Ragnar, did you stuff something in old Bitey's mouth?
I didn't touch the fish, remember? He fell off in the blizzard.
There's something in here.
When you
Me-
look inside, you notice that around one of the vertebrae of the fish is a little loose piece of wood.
That's strange. Oh, Bitey, have you been eating wood? If you had asked, I would have gotten you some bugs or something.
Etten,
Yes.
you know that the fish is dead.
Oh, sure.
Also, it's mounted on wood, so did something of it. It's broken, right? Did it get broken and there's a piece of wood off?
Probably.
Maybe, but we won't know until we get it out.
Your hands, just unless you wanted to go for it, Etten, your hands are a bit too big to fit inside the mouth carefully. You risk breaking old Bitey.
Oh, no. Sarkia, will your tiny little wizard fingers reach in here and get old Bitey's wood? You just noodle him. Is it what you're telling me about noodling? Just
I'm going to
here,
do
just
it,
just stick your finger in there.
Yeah. Sarky, aren't you used to just getting your hands around some wood and just pull on it, just yank it?
No, gentle. Be gentle.
It's true. You don't be too hard. You don't want to break it. Just
You
pull it a
know,
little,
You're
a
gonna
little
break
bit.
Kelly.
You know what? I think I might summon my familiar to go in there and get it with his teeth.
Oh, that is a brilliant idea. As long as it's careful.
Mm-hmm. I will send the familiar and make him very small.
As a what?
What would fit?
Ferret.
A ferret, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much no bones. Yeah, a ferret, and I will say, okay, just make sure you use a lot of teeth, and then just stick the.
Be careful.
We're going to stick a ferret down a fish.
When the ferret goes in, I go.
There's a squee. You've never heard a ferret squee in fear? But there was that. And then the tiny ferret comes out, clenching its teeth around a wooden earring. It's
Ooh.
delicate and varnished. The word's bad today. Delicate and varnished, and it has a small carving on it in the shape of a hook, but it is actually a small knucklehead trout
Carved into the earring.
carved into the earring. Yeah. So picture like a hoop earring, just like a small hoop, and around the hoop itself, like the bottom half of the hoop, is this fish that no one would see if you were wearing the earring, but if you were showing them to someone, they could see.
Ooh, this is a very nice earring.
The ferret brings
Bitey.
me the earring. Thank you.
Well, that was in my fish.
But you couldn't have gotten it without my ferret.
Well, that's true, but you wouldn't have had it without my fish.
But we wouldn't have had the fish if I hadn't helped you.
Are you two arguing over the contents of what was possibly
No,
sitting in a
Sarkia-
fish's belly?
No, Sarkia is sitting down while she's, bantering with Etten, and she's making her little detect magic circle on
Ooh,
the ground.
don't break it.
You
It
put
might be precious to old Bitey.
the earring is actually magical.
Mm.
It sheds an aura of enchantment, illusion, and divination.
All at once.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all I get out of it? Is just the schools? I don't know what it does.
Well, you have to either spend an hour tinkering with it.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. If you spend an hour, you identify it. But if it's cursed, you're automatically attuned to the curse. Otherwise, identify
Alright.
would allow you to do it faster without the curse.
I think I only have. Oh, I actually have identify as a ritual.
Then you can take 11 more minutes.
She will take 11 more minutes, like very purposefully ignoring Etten fussing behind her.
Ooh. Is that your earring, old lady? What is she doing with it?
During that time, you would see Oya Minortok has a rolled up animal skin under her arm. And I said Oya Minortok, not OK Google. Jesus. Yeah, she's walking outside with this rolled up skin. The identify spell ends. This is a potent magical item called a ring of fish influence. It functions just like a ring of animal influence, but only works on fishes and other aquatic creatures. So it can cast animal friendship, fear, or speak with animals, but only on, aquatic animals, like fishes. It's got 3 charges. Each spell is a charge. It regains a D3 expended charges at dawn. It's in D&D Beyond. It's basically the Ring of Animal Influence, except fish-oriented.
Nope, Etten, I'm sorry. It looks like it's just a regular earring.
Oh, it's awfully pretty.
Would you like me to pierce your ear and put it in?
Would that be painful?
Very.
No.
Okay, will I look cool and dashing?
Yes.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
If you think I would look cool, okay.
Are you gonna hold the fish while this happens?
Yes.
Sarkia will pull out, like a needle and thread from the adventurer's backpack, and she's gonna firebolt, very tiny firebolt, because we sterilize needles before we put them in people's ears. And so we sterilize the needle, and then we. Are you ready, Etten?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold up my sword and be like, just close your eyes and hold still.
What are you doing?
This is gonna be very delicate.
Are you going to stab
What?
me?
Oh, we gotta pierce the ear. Just hold still.
Just in one ear.
Well, unless I miss, but you've got 2 ears, right? So.
That is a very good point.
From
And
outside.
Sarkia-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh sorry, Sarkia goes up and she's just like, are you going to close your eyes, Etten?
Should I?
Okay, I'll do it on the count of 3, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Why has he got his sword out?
Are you ready?
Yes.
1,
Okay.
2, and she sticks it right through his ear. Uh-oh.
And that was Etten yelling in pain.
There you go. Do you want me to put the earring in your ear now?
Yes, but why has he still got his sword out?
He likes
I was-
playing with his sword. It's
I was
probably a
cleaning it.
compensation thing. I don't know.
It's called equipment maintenance. Some of us like to make sure that our stuff works. The rest of us just wander around until we die.
My stuff always works. 'Cause
Yes.
Meanwhile-
If you just carry a big stick, you just
Yeah.
hit things with it, and
I
you don't
do.
have to sharpen it.
So she puts the earring in his ear, which Kelly, having worked in jewelry for a long time, says a wooden earring is a really bad idea.
Magical, shut up.
God. Just gets splinters, blood poisoning. Etten's got, track lines running down his ear.
I just cast healing word.
sepsis sets in.
But then he can talk to fish.
There you go. And would he know that immediately, or after like an hour, he's suddenly going to go, "Oh no, she lied."
No, since the ring doesn't need any attunement, it's basically the ring, or earring in this case, the moment you have it on, you have like this innate understanding that you can now, like in world, I would say you can now treat fishes like they were people. Like, if you try to scare them, it's going to use the fear effect. If you try to talk with them, it's going to be speak with animals, etc., etc.
So literally nothing's changed for Ed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he does the.
But I did get to pierce his ear.
Yeah, okay, but now there's a mechanical thing that goes with it.
Guys, and he looks really cool.
Yeah. He looks cool, and nothing has changed except for the next time he goes to do it, there's going to be something that's happened, and Etton's going to lose his mind.
Well,
Dashing.
I can speak with animals, but I can't
can't do
understand
fear.
them back.
And he
So
can't do
now
fear,
can I
don't
understand them back?
Yes, with the speak with animal spell, you can understand them back.
Okay.
Before we go outside the cave, I would just like to know, Alize, you spend the night meditating. Is there anything you wanted to do as you get out of this trance this morning? You can hear the rest of the group a few ways away, making Etten 10% cooler.
Yeah. So while she finds out that like they are busy with something, laughing, screaming, all that things going on, she's gonna try to sneak out the other way, find a quiet corner, and take out the sword, get some snow from the ground, and start trying to clean it all out. Get all the blood and gory out of it, and then once she has done with that, she will make sure that nobody sees her, and she'll practice some of her moves, looks like, meditative or fighting moves.
Oh, like Tai Chi in the morning
Yeah.
type of thing. Well, you can easily, I mean, since this is a mountain, you see Elefine as you come out. She's surrounded by the dogs. So you can just go to another side of the cave, basically, and you'll be within earshot, but not within line of sight.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you. So if there's anything, you'll hear or people will hear you, but, no one's going to spy on you type of thing.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Outside the mountain, amidst the ruckus of the dogs, Oya walks toward Delphine, this skin under her arm.
Good morning.
Morning. Everything... What was it? Comfortable?
Yeah, it was really cozy. I had a little trouble sleeping, but I think that's more mental than physical. I mean, I can sleep anywhere.
Yes, but I would rather you not have to sleep on hard stone if you don't want to.
I appreciate that.
Say, I've been meaning to introduce you to a ritual I have. In the morning. And she whips out the skin. Which is, you notice, like, compared to I'd say like a bear rug, the leather underneath it is hardened, almost like hard boiled.
Okay.
And she says, in these times, and well, when you've experienced loneliness for so long, you try to find happiness in whatever little moments there are. Follow me.
Are you? Oh, okay.
And she climbs up higher the mountain, near a slope that's basically free of rocks.
Okay.
And you're maybe 70 feet up the mountain at this point. And she lays down the hard-boiled skin. And she motions you to it. And says, there. Just, you can sit. Or if speed is more your thing, you can lie down and just grab a hold of that side. And you notice there's a side of the skin that doesn't really unfurl properly.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna teach you how to fold a fitted sheet into a square.
Oya, what are we doing?
Well, I can show you first if you want to.
Is it safe?
Define safe.
So, I am getting the sense that you're not 100% mortal. I am.
Oh.
So safe for me.
Just try to stay the course. It should go in a straight line.
I'll go in. I'll sit like I was told, but you can see Heliphine's eyes are sort of as big as dinner plates, and she's terrified right now.
She, as you sit, she takes the furled part of the skin and basically bring it all the way up to your hands and says, "Hold on tight." And she gives you a massive shove down the slope of the mountain.
A ferocious scream just trails behind her all the way down.
And she laughs. Everyone inside, you would hear Elephine scream for her life with the loud, deep bellow of Oya Minartok behind, just laughing uproariously.
Once it gets to the bottom, oh, sorry, the dog is whining. Once
No
it gets
problem.
to the bottom, Beanie, come here. Thank you.
It's okay.
Justice. Once it gets to the bottom, Helifino is gonna just take a moment and catch her breath, and she's gonna turn around, and her arms are gonna be stiff at her sides with her fist clenched. You could have warned me.
And take away half the fun.
Almost peed my parka.
There's a river nearby. We could have washed it.
Okay, you know what? That it was kind of fun. It was exhilarating. I'll give you that.
Now imagine doing so, riding right in front of an avalanche.
That sounds more scary, not less scary.
Best birthday present ever.
I'll have to take your word for it until I'm a little hardier on my feet, I think. I would worry about permanent side effects of that kind of activity, honestly.
What side effects?
Well, I mean,
Enjoying the thrill of dry skin falling? I really need to find a better word for what this is. I feel like crazy carpet doesn't really cut it.
I kind of like crazy carpet, but it's kind of like sliding, but with intent. What about sledding, sliding, but with intent.
Sledding already is a word. I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, but it's not with a sled. It's with a rug.
But I mean, the action is still a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but Helifine's never done that before. She don't know that word.
You literally did it with the dogs on the way here.
No, that's different. That's a dog sled. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah.
Oi.
And as we're having this conversation, I will continue to climb back up the mountain with the skin under my arm. I've been thinking. You know where I came from. You know what I've been through. You know, I want to be strong. You're strong.
Some have said so.
I want to learn to be like you.
You are already much stronger than you believe you are. I think I repeated myself there.
Yes, but like, for example, this is a powerful form. I can see why you like it.
It comes with a slew of advantages. And some rather unfortunate drawbacks.
Like what?
You wouldn't believe how much I spent on spare clothes back when I was shifting to and fro all the time.
I imagine that bill probably got pretty long, but well, that's solved easily enough. You just stay naked. Yeah, and but it's really cool, and if I had that kind of power, I wouldn't have to be afraid of them anymore. And I'll gesture towards home.
Okay, I was gonna say the group, or okay, Sky
was like,
Tower
what?
Shelter.
We're arguing with a dead fish. Why are you afraid of us?
Yeah, I'm not scared of you guys.
You will be.
I hate it when you use that voice.
Oya says, each thing in its own time. This morning, sledding. Then, breakfast. Then, I'm going to see what you're made of.
Okay. It's your turn. Have a seat.
And she, puts the skin down and turns to you and will try to grab you in a bear hug as she falls down backwards on the sled. And just... She is not scared of taking damage.
I think reflexively I'm gonna try and dodge, but
Sure. Well, if you do, I mean, she's just gonna fall on the carpet and go. Like, she's not expecting you to dodge out of the way. Like, it's not like she was actively fighting you and trying to
Right.
get a hit in.
Because then I'd be dead.
I mean,
You know what? I'll go with it. I will go on this sled ride. This
All right.
magic carpet ride.
you slide down the mountain. She laughs, rolls the skin up, and then would walk with you back into the cave. Yes.
Point. If we heard Helafine screech,
Yes.
I feel like I feel like Etten probably would have come to see what was happening.
I would have put a hand on your shoulder at some point and been like, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
thanks, Ragnar.
it's scary.
Was that
There
what the insight was for?
I'm gonna assume I rolled a nat 20, right? So it didn't sound like it was a scream, but the scream didn't sound distressed, correct? Yeah, no, I would have just put my hand on her shoulder and be like, nah, I wouldn't worry about it.
But
Sakia sticks her head out the cave door to see if she can see sledding.
I feel like you probably see Oya and Helafine, like, I would like to believe that we sort of hit a snowbank and sort of went flying. So we're just sort of poof, like
Are you
laying
Calvin
in the
and
snow.
Hobbsing it down the hill?
Yes. Why
Oh.
wouldn't I at this opportunity? I have a bear.
But yeah,
Oh, no,
even
they're fine, Etten. They're fine.
well, even by the time you reach like the mouth of the cave, like when Ragnar puts a hand on your shoulder, you could see her, because I mean she screamed going down, and then you would see her basically roll up the skin and walk back up.
Oh, they're playing crazy carpet.
They're doing something. I don't care.
It's a fun game. The more the
Maybe-
merrier on the crazy carpet.
Oh god. Does he do this at every game? He just makes things up?
I'm going to go back to the coffee and warm breakfast that he is making, which suspiciously seems to be exactly an amount that Ragnar would eat.
Good thing you don't like coffee, though.
When Oya comes back with Elefine, she would look at Ragnar's warm coffee and say, "Oh, fire. I've learned to brew my own without heat.
She is cold press? Okay.
I
Ba-dum-choo.
can bring you some." And she lumbers, farther into the cave, drops her skin, and comes back with, yeah.
Magic carpet. Her
Yes.
Crazy carpet.
And she comes back holding, like, cradling these small, almost like enlarged potion vials. It's made of carved ice, almost in the shape of a bottle, and a layer of it, probably like to mark where she should fill them, is marked by a red ribbon. Inside is this black, almost syrupy liquid.
If she hands me one, I'm gonna drink it.
So does this look kind of like a thermos, essentially?
It looks more like a small bottle. Like, not a wine bottle. Not a beer bottle. Little smaller. One
40.
would say, huh?
Like a 40 ounce. Like, you know,
Yeah.
than
Red
like
Bull
a...
size?
I'd say in our world, I would say it's a 750 milliliters. Whatever that
Okay.
is in Imperial.
I
I
can go get
understand
it
that
from the
measurement.
bar and show you. What's it? Never mind.
But yes, for those of you wondering in our chat, because I don't think I can put it anywhere else. But for players of the game, I have artwork for it. It's in... Whoops, that didn't work. Don't click on that link. There you go. It's in our Discord. It's a very familiar looking glass bottle, well, ice bottle with black fluid inside.
From a big white panda bear. Okay.
From a big
I hate
white
you
polar bear.
so much. I'm quitting your game. I'm never playing with you again.
But if it has actual cocaine in it,
That would be different.
it's worth it.
No, it's just very cold coffee.
Yes,
I mean,
everyone
Ragnar
in
would
chat.
take one, but he would...
It is exactly what
drink.
you think. It's not coffee. There. How can
It's
we?
a potion. It's... I don't know how to remember. Still don't know how to say her name. Potion of speed. That's exactly what it is.
Yes. Potion with speed.
No, here you go. Let's tell everyone out there to picture a big white polar bear giving out bottles of liquid. And now imagine what holiday comes to mind and what image do you think of? Now, what could that possibly be?
Wait, why holiday?
Does it happen at Christmas? They do it at
Not a
Christmas.
holiday thing. It just
Yes.
happens.
No, it's
It only happens during a specific time.
during the holidays. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like right now, during this campaign.
It does.
But yes, after this 25-minute tangent on Coca-Cola, yeah, no, she explains over the course of the meal that she abhors fire. And so has learned to do everything without warmth, without heat, as much as possible.
I can show you how to air dry your fish. No heat required.
She doesn't have a mattress. We've already.
We can make do.
I can hang them in the cave.
Yes, but you need to have them close to your body. It adds a little something extra.
Didn't we have this discussion last week? And I was
Yes.
just as grossed out by it last week as I am right now.
You mean yesterday?
Correct. My sense of time is very strange.
Say, Etten, that is a very nice earring.
Oh, thank you. Old Bitey gave it to me. It's probably from Lathander, to be honest.
Sarkia
What
is
have I,
shaking
what
her
have I
head
done?
behind Etten.
What have I done?
Do I look cool?
You do have a, je ne sais quoi.
Bless you. Helifine.
Yes.
I noticed the two of you seem to look at each other funny. So this morning, when I woke up and talked to Lathander, I decided to get a new spell called Ceremony. So would you like me to marry you?
I am going to laugh out loud so much at this.
I don't.
Oya is suddenly very interested in something that is at the very end of the cave, and she says, "Be right back."
I'm
Wait, it
going.
won't. It won't.
I'm going to slap it in the back of his like pet his back like oh yes oh I love you and your god so much.
Elephine has buried her face in her knees and is just kind of.
Etten has no idea what he did. What? You like her? She
And
likes you.
Look, we just met. You can't ask people to get married when they just met. Usually it goes the other way around,
mean,
where they ask you to marry them.
In fairness, Helafine, I have read many stories in books about princesses that marry people without knowing anything about them. It
Do
seems
I
very
look like a princess
ill-advised,
to you?
But I mean, that's a polar
Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
also it usually involves someone kissing like a toad or something, and that toad turns into a princess.
Okay, all of you,
Clearly
all of you.
A person
You need
kissing
to
a
kiss
toad.
my fish.
This Lima Bean is like cleaning his beard.
Oya would come back, almost jogging at this point, and just say, Helafine, that thing I wanted to show you, now.
Okay,
Outside.
Let's go.
Oh dear.
You've never seen her move faster. And she's a
Yes.
As
monk.
they are walking outside, Eliza also comes back to the front of the cave.
Edson, why
hello.
can you marry yourself to something?
Me?
Married to his god.
Are you
Well,
married to
sure.
Lathander?
I mean, I suppose I could, but I don't wish to marry you.
I know. I thought maybe you could marry
It's very
your
sweet,
fish.
but
But I thought you could marry your fish.
no, that's an inanimate object.
Oh, so it's okay if we get rid of it then. And she reaches over for the fish.
No, stay away from my fish.
Okay.
Meanwhile, outside, well, Alize, you would see Oya and Helafine go out at a brisk pace. They don't settle too far out from the cave entrance. Oya would basically move Helafine so that she stays in a certain spot, and then move a few paces farther away, like counting her steps as she does so, and then would turn to Helafine and say, I know you are strong. I feel like I've known you for a long time. But I have a task for you, and I need to make sure you are up for it.
What kind of task?
I will explain after. Telling you now would only serve to distract you from this challenge.
What challenge?
And you notice she slowly, slides her feet in the snow, plants her feet actually in the snow, almost, shoulder width. And she says, there are a lot of Goliaths in Icewind Dale. But none deserving of my attention or my time. You, however, you never sought me out for what I could impart upon you. A blessing or wisdom or whatnot. You actually simply sought to know me. Something nobody has done for me in ages. I wish to give you something. I wish to make you my child. But I need to know if you will survive.
Survive.
She nods and says, roll for initiative.
Balls. Okay, I'm gonna fight my girlfriend now.
Wait, and Alize can still hear them and see them. They're not too far away, right?
Oh yeah, they're right next to,
Okay.
well, not right next to you, but they're, like I said, within earshot. Like, they're not trying
Right,
to be...
okay.
She's not trying to be subtle, and her voice carries.
That was a natural 20 plus 4.
That was a 9.
There's only 2 of you, so I mean...
One of us is a god. Or something like it. Okay, here we go. Doing this. Halifine knows that this is intended to be like a fight, right?
Yes. It's a
Okay.
sparring match.
Cool.
But like a no-holds-barred sparring match.
That's good. That's good. Neato. All right. How far am I from her?
She counted exactly 30 paces, so you're 30 feet away.
Cool. Then I will go ahead and I'm gonna try and sort of bob and weave towards her, doing just little bit of zigzag action. And since I have 40 for my walking speed, I'm guessing I can make it there in in one go. And then I will go ahead and, because it's gonna be a weak point on a bear, I'm going for the kneecaps. Well, not the kneecaps, but like the joints, the leg joints.
Make a roll for it.
It's only a 14.
14 hits. She is,
sweet.
after all, a big naked bear.
You know, didn't think this was gonna be my day, but here we are. That's 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm gonna go ahead and blow a key point to do flurry of blows. So for those 2 attacks, that'll be a dirty 20 and a 9. So
The 9 doesn't hit. Close, but it doesn't hit.
and then that's gonna be an additional 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
You strike her with all of your speed and might. And you expected her knee to buckle. And it didn't move. And while she was very friendly earlier, you know, with the bear hug and the blah blah blah, now she just goes for like a good old backhand.
Cool.
Does she hit on an 18?
She does.
You would take 11 points of damage. She is
I'm gonna-
not
I'm gonna
holding
use
back.
Stone's endurance,
Okay.
which will take away 7 of that. So you said 12?
11.
11. So 4. Okay.
So she smacks you once. You basically, you know, shrug it off. But you barely have time to blink that she comes down with the second hand. Well, her other hand, really. She only has 2. Would a 17 hit?
Yes, it would.
You would take 14 points of damage.
Oh my god!
Are you still alive?
Yes, I am.
How badly hurt?
I
Like-
mean, I
Would you survive another hit like that?
like that. No.
Okay, then she calls it off after. And oops. after striking you twice, she almost like falls down on all four and roars. Sort of half losing herself in the animal side of her lycanthropy before she snaps back and gets back up and dusts herself off.
Just gonna kind of roll her shoulder. What was that supposed to prove?
Well, you came at me with everything you had. I could have easily killed you. You weren't scared, you did not hesitate. And you gave it everything you had. I mean, for a moment, I even wondered if you really did have feelings for me. But then I realized you can't really hurt me in any way, shape, or form, so I figured you must have thought the same. Nevertheless, you might be strong enough to survive.
I am.
Where is that furry friend of yours? Etten!
We'll need to be more specific.
I mean, do you? We only have one furry person, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Alize's hair like flies out around her head and floats in the air too. So
Nope. I am out of the running here.
I'm wearing a furry cloak. But
No, it's
underneath,
me.
I'm not furry.
Hey,
Etten.
Harry.
Harry,
I have a pelt.
would you mind,
Yes,
staying
marrying you?
near you? No. Just,
Oh.
I might have gone a little too hard on Helifine.
fine.
I-
I'm fine.
She whispers to Etten, would you mind staying nearby just in case?
In case you change your mind, yes.
And she takes 2 steps and proceeds to chomp down on Elifine's shoulder.
No.
Helifine, you're gonna take 11 points of damage.
Cool. I'm down.
Are you still alive?
Oh yeah, I'm still alive.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw. And Etten, if you want to react, you can also
boy.
react.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to shoot this bear.
Go right ahead.
Oh
You just
no! Oh no!
bit my friend. We're gonna do, oh, I didn't prepare that. Scorching Ray. Yeah.
Etten's very protective.
That hits.
She did call over the one person who's super protective and also not very bright.
And also,
Yes.
she's vulnerable to fire.
Good.
If you kill my girlfriend, we're gonna have a fight.
It looks like you
Come back
already
from
have a
this and
fight.
fight you.
But you only rolled for 1 ray. If I remember right, Scorching Ray has multiple rays.
Yes, make a ranged spell attack for each ray on a hit. The target takes 2d6 and have 3 rays.
Then please, can you roll twice again? Oh! Oh boy! Oh boy!
I feel like at this point, Sarkia would have wandered out of the cave and been like, what?
Oh yeah,
As I'm-
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead, Eden.
as Etna is standing over this bear, blasting it with rays of fire. Yes,
Ouch, that hurts, Elephine.
That was a 19 on my Constitution saving throw.
I mean,
Simon's face.
She unclenches her jaw. And then gets pelted by the rays.
Oh, I liked
She-
it more if her mouth was full of shoulders. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
She turns around and roars and says, "No! She's supposed to take it in. It's not working."
Etna's gonna roar back. Get away from my friend!
what are they doing out there? Because I'm trying to drink my warm coffee in peace right next to my fire while they're all doing this.
So Sarkia's out there. What Arcana? Would I kind of figure out the werebear's trying to do?
Yes, you can try. Arcana or nature?
Arcana. Mother, I've got a +5.
Doesn't help when you roll a 3.
Twice in a row. One thing that you would know, even with an 8, is that lycanthropy spreads through bites.
So Sarkia's
Or-
kind of.
Actually, you know what? Pause.
Pause.
Make
Mm.
a medicine check.
Oh heck. That I get a 17 on. There you go.
The curse spreads through bites. But the teeth themselves don't have anything special. The saliva is what spreads the
She's
curse.
slobbering on Hellafine. So Sarkia is kind of bustling over there, and she's like, excuse me? Why are you biting Hellafine?
And Oya would, still holding Helafine's body, limp body now in one hand, some of her fur singed by Etten's spell, and she's staring at Etten and says, "She's not taking it." And you can feel Sarkia and Etten and Alize outside, and Ragnar a bit inside too. There's genuine panic in Oya's voice.
You
What
just
is
hear from back in the
happening?
cave me shouting, "Someone better be dead out there."
Not yet.
That reminds me, thank you, Justin. Helafine, can you roll a death save?
Oh, fuck. Oh, man, you guys have never had to roll a death save before. I don't even know what I'm rolling.
You just roll a d10 and you hope you roll a 10 or higher.
okay.
D20.
I
D20.
was going to say, ooh. Okay, well, I rolled a
Roll a
d20 and I got
D4.
an 11, so.
Okay, so right now it's 1 success, 0 failure.
Devin wants you to just make out with the bear instead.
I'm dead. I can't.
So yeah, Etten, what do you do?
Well, full of rage and righteous fury, Etten is going to pull him up to his not insignificant full height and step. He can't put himself between the two, can he?
Technically, no. They would be adjacent to one another.
Can I speak to Etten at all?
I want to see what Etten's going
Okay.
to do first.
All right.
I'm going to
Hard choice.
cast Cure Wounds. I'm gonna step up, put my hand on the bite and cast Cure Wounds, and then stare defiantly at the werebear and put my shield up, which is comically small.
6. You're at 6 HP, Elephine.
Ooh, cool.
So as Elephine's eyes like flutter open, Sarkia, you're coming in running. What do you do? And then Alize.
Yeah, so Sarkia's coming and running, and she kind of skids to a stop next to Etten and looks, I mean, probably very comically because she's on icy, slippery snow and she's not used to that. Oya Minotaur, what are you doing to Helifine?
If
Helifine, did you consent to this?
So Helifine, having just regained consciousness, and seeing the world is gone right now. She just got bit and died a little bit. And now she's back, and she comes back, and the first thing that she sees is Oya looking worried with a wound. And the first thing that she smells is the burning flesh of the only person in the world that she cares about.
Wow.
Wow. You know what? Turn her into a werebear. I don't care.
She's known you guys like a week, yo.
Ragnar's been saying that this whole time.
She would pull a total Beauty and the Beast and kiss Oya.
We're gonna go on break.
Logistics of that.
Icewind Dale, home to the most hardened of frontiersmen, pioneers, and nomads. Beyond the sporadic dots of civilization dwells terrifying beasts and deadly monsters. Each night, before midnight, Oriel takes to the sky and weaves her spell of ice and darkness. For 2 years, the north of Faerun has been covered in everlasting rime. From Dugan's Hole to Lonelywood, from high atop Kelvin's Cairn down to Mare du Walden. Hungry and cold, the population of Icewind Dale huddles together in empty homes, praying to the gods to end Oriel's reign. Their prayers were answered. Heroes summoned by fate have vowed to break the Frostmaiden spell.
Hey, we're not frozen.
Hello.
So yeah,
Hey!
it's basically just the end of the video. So that's good. That means that if ever I am not paying attention, y'all are gonna
It'll just
watch
sit
the
there.
thing. So while everyone is outside, because we ended on a
On the hell is being
site.
getting a girlfriend.
yes, we'll just move the camera
Wife.
inside for a moment.
Wife. Bear wife.
Inside the cave is Ragnar sipping his coffee,
He's just like oblivious.
oblivious to what is happening.
Are you okay?
What are you doing, Ragnar?
He's gonna sip his coffee, listen to the screams for a moment, and then look back to the bit of the cave and head over to where everyone's belongings are and poke around to see which one is Sarkia's pack.
What?
Mostly he's just
Such a
gonna
dick!
Mostly he's just gonna nudge one of them until he hears some sort of like reply
Hey!
because the dragon's in there.
No, don't take my.
Thrune comes out of the pack and shakes himself awake. The hell you want?
Yeah. Bottles. She had bottles in there.
Yeah,
Belonged to me.
yeah. I have a potion belt. Ha!
Well, I'm asking Throne.
Oh.
Not you.
Let me go check.
What?
And he
Little
goes inside the
traitor?
pack and starts
I'm not
rummaging.
feeding him anymore.
And after about a minute, he pokes his head out again and he's like, "Nah, she must have had them on her." Yeah.
Is there anything worthwhile in there then? Why did I come out here?
I'm worthwhile, thank you very much.
Oh.
You know, I thought you wanted to bond with someone, but hey, look at me. I'm tall. I don't need to bond with an ancient mystical creature from the bygone age.
Who was the one who freed you?
It was technically a group effort.
You know, these idiots would be bumbling around in that dark still if it wasn't for me. You know what? No. Go back into your little package. If I hear you say a word of this to her, I'm going to shove you on the end of my sword, and I'm going to cook you over my fire for breakfast the next time.
Alright, fine. I go back inside my package, you go play with yours. And he just grumpily crawl back into Sarkis' bag.
I mean, I guess since I'm here, I guess I will give everyone else's packs a quick cursory just glance over, just to see what people are packing, as it were.
Fish.
I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
do you... I mean, you don't need to touch Etton's pack, that you know exactly what's inside.
I'm mostly curious about the Southerners' packs, the Alizé and Sarkias.
I mean, they are... Like, Alizé is carrying her sword with her. You just want to take a peek for the sake of, like,
I just
taking
wanna
a
peek
peek
to
in
see-
other people's belongings.
Because they seem woefully unprepared, and I'm not surprised by this, but I just want to see how other woefully unprepared or what else they may be having around.
The only thing he would find in Sarkias that would probably be of any interest to him is the lantern.
Oh, yeah.
Which he would have seen doing the blue to green flame thing. Sometime.
That hopefully, I assume, is not on fire in your bag at the moment, and
It's
he's just not
magical
going to
flame.
touch people.
No, it's always on. It's latched to the side of the bag. But you remember, you've seen the flame change when you were close to that little portal thing in the snow. But right now, the flame is blue, green. Shit, what was the basic color?
I don't remember. Hold on.
Right now, it's basic colored.
It's basic.
Yeah, it's the
I mean,
color
it
of
is
a pumpkin
Sarkias.
spice
It's the
latte.
color pumpkin spice. Yoga pants and Uggs. That's what it is.
Uggs are comfy.
I'm literally wearing some right now. Don't be judgy.
I've never had a pair of those, so.
It's like walking on a cloud.
You didn't actually tell me what color was the basic one.
Yeah, whatever.
It's something.
Yeah.
In
Alright.
Sarkia's backpack, you would have seen a flask that stands out from the other ones. That's heavier than it would be if it was water or something. Kind of feels greasy on top, and
Yeah.
there's also an old book with some pages missing.
And a
Please tell me
distinct
you're
lack
not
of
going through her
preparation.
private diary.
I mean, I don't have time to read her private diary. They're just out there very quickly. No, he would just sort of make note of that, and he maybe would try to pop the flask to see if there's alcohol inside, because alcohol. But otherwise, he would just he's just taking essentially a quick peek at these people's lives and then putting stuff back and then going back to the front to sip his coffee.
All right. You go back to sip your coffee. Outside, there is a beautiful yet strange sight.
Well, for one thing, Sarkia is yelling her full head off at the giant polar bear.
Yeah, and if something doesn't happen quick, Etton's gonna blast her again.
Yeah, Sarkia is yelling her full head off about, did you even tell her what you were doing? Did you bother to get her permission? This is unacceptable.
Right now,
What
Oya
even
is
she
kissing.
doing?
I
Elephant.
know, she's still yelling at them. She does not care.
I'm so confused.
What is
Should I-
happening?
Just
Should
to
I
myself,
marry
I'm
them
just
now?
like, I've been to worse weddings.
I am so. Alizé, I have no idea what's going on. Should I marry them?
What?
Sarkia pushes Etten out of the way, and she's only 5'10". I know Heliphene's what, 7 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, and Oya is probably much bigger than that. So Sarkia is just reaching as high as she can and like trying to pull them apart. Like, stop!
When you put your hands on Oya's coat, which by the way has these 3 markings of like this triangle pattern of burnt fur, the size of a golf ball. When you put your hands on her fur, she starts reducing in size. And the fur sheds.
Does she know why she's doing that? Because otherwise Sarkia is really gonna think she's super magic all of a sudden.
And she's actually just, turning back into a Goliath.
I have no idea what's going on.
Wow.
Okay, so they were fighting.
Edson, can you give me your cloak really fast?
No. They were fighting, and then she bit her, and.
I am in a very bad position here. I will
break my kiss, and kind of use my body to block
the sensor.
Yeah, to censor Oya.
Bars. No. Edson, can you turn around?
Should I
Could you turn around?
No.
It's they've all seen me sort of naked a few minutes ago.
It doesn't matter. It's a decency
also,
thing. I just
shouldn't use this voice.
You do you.
But no, Sarkia still looks pretty pissed off.
However,
Don't even. I swear to God, if you.
Oh my God! Please no! I regret everything.
Before you have time to say anything, Helaphine, your knees buckle.
Oh, fuck.
And you feel the same warmth, or one would say burning sensation, of
There's a clinic for that.
No. I was going to say, when you drink a shot of like very potent alcohol, but you weren't expecting it. So like it almost goes down the wrong hole and it burns from the inside.
You're not making this any better, Simon.
Anyway, it burns from the inside. It radiates from your heart to your lungs.
All we did was kiss.
Saliva.
I'll kind of like double over a little bit.
She'll make it, she says. It's going to be all right.
Oh,
what's happening?
This is most likely a death sentence, and I realize that as I'm doing this, but oh God, why am I doing this? Oh, 17 to hit.
Oh
no! Who are you hitting?
I'm hitting Oya. I punch her in the face.
You realize I'm standing in front of her, right?
Well, no, you're doubled over. You just said you were.
That just means you have less room to get to her.
Don't care.
She'll walk up to the side and punch a wall.
Basically.
I'm
rolling my damage, which is 0.
There's a reaction to it, and Oya puts her hands out, mostly just to keep you away from Helaphine, and looks nervously at Etten, because she's really afraid of Etten for some reason.
She should be.
And she says, "Peace, everyone. This is what she wanted."
Oh, did you ask first?
Sarkia, I'm fine.
Okay, can
I
we
don't think you
go
know.
to the beginning because they were fighting before
Yes,
you two came
she
out.
bit. Okay, I'm going to give you the short version. Yes,
And it looked like she
And-
had consent in that fight.
She bit her because she just made her
Stronger.
werebear.
She made me stronger.
Bear,
Where?
werebear.
So you're
Where?
gonna look like her?
We could do this for hours.
Yes. Look, it is. You are not accustomed to this. But for generations, young Goliaths have sought me out for the express purpose of using me to turn them into monsters. There was a time where I was a little naive and relented to their demands. I now know different. I know Elephine. And I would not have done so were I not sure that she would not survive it. Or that she didn't want it.
It's convenient, isn't it? Making the decision that somebody else wants something.
I am willing to speak under oath or magical bindings.
Asked, Sarkia.
And Sarkia just shakes her head and walks away. She says, Etten, do your thing. I don't care.
But why, Elephine?
That's the strength to stand up and laugh in the face of those who would hurt us. You don't feel like that's something you want? You don't want to feel safe?
I do. It's just I feel like some of us are born with these talents, and you are kind of
Not?
almost cheating the system, trying to get it from supernatural beings. Why not just practice your form? And did you really need this? Is it still gonna be you who has the power?
I can answer that. Yes. If I were to try to bite any one of you, you would simply die.
Ooh, you could try.
She turns to Etten and say, I could probably take a bite or two of you.
A
Maybe 3.
Werferbolg?
I'm gonna go stand in between the two of them and just kind of hold my arms out, and I
But-
feel like I would at least infer that the scorch marks were from Etten. Let's not find out, please.
I apologize. I normally we're alone. The young ones that seek me out, they don't travel with friends or companions. I should have been more forthright. I shouldn't be
Forthcoming?
forthcoming?
I should have been truthful. And let you all know what was going to transpire.
No, Oya, you don't need to apologize for anything. Etten, Alize, Sarkia, if you can still hear me.
You should apologize for breakfast. It's
This-
getting cold.
Ah!
Isn't
Say from like behind it, like just like a tree. I'm standing by sipping my coffee. Like, if you guys are done with this strangeness,
I just after all that you told me last night, Helafine. And Eliza just walks away.
I was protecting you.
You were.
Your party's wizard just punched a werebear in the face.
I know I quite enjoyed it from the shadows. I was sitting by the tree.
Um,
And ironically, it was my best roll of the night.
Did you take damage, Sarkia?
No, I didn't, but I didn't do any either.
but Oya would turn to Etten. By the way, the scorch mark are visible even on her skin. And she says, I will keep this as a reminder that Helafine does not stand alone. And that she has some very brave, if a tad foolhardy, friends with her.
Are you insulting me?
No.
Etten,
No, Witten. She will need all the help she can get. And Oya turns to the peaks of Sky Tower Shelter. If she wishes to save our race from extinction.
Wait, we're already on a mission.
what do you mean?
I would love to explain in detail, but I am currently butt naked in the snow.
I would have taken
And
off my coat.
okay, and breakfast is
Yes,
waiting for
yeah.
me.
Breakfast. Of course, breakfast.
So anyone who actually goes back to the fire would be dismayed to realize that Ragnar is mostly lying. He had warm breakfast. You guys just have whatever cold rations you have. But
Am I
there is
still
no
in-
fire.
Am I still in pain?
It's subsiding.
Okay. Okay.
I only healed you for 8.
Yeah, you're still hurt of like the general
Yeah.
bite and everything.
Okay. I probably won't eat. I'll sip on my definitely not Coca-Cola though. And if I'm able to, I will sit beside Oya. And look a little bit just lost in thought, just focused.
Go as you go to sit then. I will just put a hand on your shoulder as you go to sit down and say, "Yeah, see, there you go, little one. I knew you'd find your way eventually. Sort of.
You did that
I
to
guess. Yes, and as I put my hand on you, you get
me. I throw
back-
him over my shoulder.
You get back 3 hit points as I
I don't
touch
care.
the back of your shit.
Oh wait, maybe she wants to marry Ragnar. This is like
And
the over
I
the
guess
threshold.
could I make a
Terry.
dex save since I'm trying to heal her as I'm touching her?
Oops, sorry, I was muted. I think how we'll do it is, you touch her to heal her, and at the same time you are being suplexed into the snow. It's like the opposite of a wrestling move. Like, no one's hurt. In fact, Helafine feels better.
And I'm looking up at you, forward, with his strange smile on his face. The one that never seems to reach his eyes.
Don't touch me ever again.
Well, that is generally the idea.
Should I marry you now?
No.
Etten, for the last time.
I'm so confused.
I not. It's complicated, and it's not Hellafine.
Is
Wait,
it
when you say
me?
it like that, you kind of make it sound like it totally is me.
You will live longer than most Goliaths, but I will live longer still.
Oh. Okay.
I try
Never
not
had
to
there
make
be only one.
I try not to make any promises that I can't keep.
That's responsible, I guess.
I could say, however, that depending on Lathander's view of marriage,
Yes.
You know what? We've had a big day.
That if
we've
we
all
ev-
kind of had.
we can... You know what, Etten? When the light of your god shines again on Icewind Dale, come back to me.
Okay. New mission.
So we tried this cool new thing called Crazy Carpet Ride. Was that right? Oh yeah.
Eh,
We should all try it before we, start heading back to town. Would you guys stop being mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I'm just very sad.
Why are you sad?
Because I tried to save you and you yelled at me and you said you didn't care about me. And you are my best friend in the whole world.
I didn't mean it like that. I do care about you. I care about most of you. Her gaze will rest on Ragnar when she says that part. I grew up not far from here. I know that I explained that. I had one friend when I was young. And it was the Winter Walker. Oya is the most important person in my life, even before I knew it was Oya. But I was wrong to say that I don't care. You're a very good friend, Etten.
I knew. Okay, all better then.
I'm thankful for you and for, Lathander's blessing and for the rest of you and your knowledge. And she'll kind of pause on Sarkia while she says that. And for your support, even when you maybe don't understand exactly what's happening. She'll look at Alize. I'm sorry, but ultimately this wasn't your all's choice to make.
Yeah, it just happened to.
Yeah, it did. After years and years of searching and finding nothing until now, it just happened
Until I
to me.
picked up the ring and put it on my finger, which you guys got at me for. And then now you are reunited with your lover that you were complaining about just last night. And comparing and trying to have me relate to you, that is. You asked me, Hellafine, you asked me how would I felt if I was in your condition. And now you're like kissing, about to get married, like nothing.
We're not getting married. Stop it.
And getting like super godlike powers without doing anything to earn them?
Do I look any different to you? Do I look any different sitting in front of you right now?
I don't know. You'll probably come up with some furs or some. This.
You're right. You're right. You're right. It was wrong of me to confide in you like I did and then go against my better instincts. You're right. But I think you can agree with me when I say that people do ridiculous things for love.
So you do want to marry?
Stop it, Etten.
We do, like risking their lives and not
Yeah.
knowing if they'll make it.
Like risking their lives.
I'm happy for you. That's okay. I'm glad you're fine. And if you want Etienne to marry you, go ahead.
I don't know where you all are getting that idea from, because I definitely don't want Ed to marry me. I know nothing about marriage or how that works, and that's just not on the agenda for today. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed from 2 days ago, as far as you all know. And Sarkia, if you really can't forgive me for doing what I thought was best for me, then as soon as we get back to town, you never have to see me again. Go to the cabin, we'll do our job, and I'll be gone. Okay.
Meanwhile, while they're all yelling, Sarkia is going to walk over to Ragnar, who didn't even give her a chance before he went rifling through her stuff. And
that.
yeah, I know that. And she's going to start counting back his potions to him. So, you have 3 comprehend languages. 3. You have 3 potions of healing. I don't know how great of potions of healing, but they're potions of healing. But I'd like to talk to you about these last 3.
Why?
Because they really work for somebody who has a dragon.
So you want them because...
Because I can weaponize my dragon.
That sounds like an awful idea. Why? What are you talking about?
So, if I give this to my dragon, he can do his breath thing.
You what?
Okay, you know that dragons have different types of breath. She's gonna start explaining all the
No,
different
no.
dragons.
He's not a dragon. Not anymore.
But he will be for approximately, how long is this? 1 turn. 1 turn? No.
1 minute.
1 minute. 10 rounds. He will be his real self for 1 minute.
And why would you ever want that to happen?
Because it might help us.
Or it could kill us.
No, I'll point him in that way.
I think that...
He's like a little jelly-filled sound flamethrower.
I mean, if they're of no use, I don't care. I'm not going to drink them.
I don't think they would work for you.
Hence
Would
why
you want to try? It would be interesting for experiments.
Sure.
The DM has no notes about it, don't.
Oh, I think we should try it, Regnar. Would you like to try it?
I mean, yes, because Ragnar will
And that
take
seems
one of
like
the
a good place
bottles
to
and in
stop
front
for
of
the
you,
night.
he'll just dump it out in front of you, in the snow, being like,
Then no, I'm not giving it to you. Then give it back. Give it back. Okay. So yeah. So
You're muted, Simon.
for
Oh.
people who don't know, Justin and I and Simon, we did that. We rolled for that after last week's session. The different potions. So yeah, this basically will.
Yeah, they were
Turn-
identified.
They will turn Thrune into his real dragon self for 1 minute.
Well, no, he
Okay,
still
he can do
remains
his
a
dragon
tiny.
power.
Yeah, he's allowed
He's
to
gonna
breathe.
be like a little baby swamp dragon that I just point at places and squeeze.
Like a squirt gun that talks a lot.
I know.
It's a breath of stun.
So he
which could be
exhales,
very
he
useful.
exhales a pulse of high-pitched, nearly inaudible sound in a 30-foot cone. It's the perfect dragon for me.
He's a time dragon.
I know.
But yeah. Anyway, there's 3 of those. Should you need them?
They're
That is
basically
said-
a get out of dodge card.
Yeah. If it works.
If it works, I have to roll for it.
Oya would bring everyone back inside. Those that are outside, I should say, unless Etten and Alize do not, or even Elfine, do not wish to stay out, to go inside. But she would begin talking even as she walks in, and say, "I didn't know how to explain it. But the Goliaths of Icewind Dale are dying. All of us. There was... Oh, yep.
Since when?
The decline started ages ago. But it was just a trickle. Jesus, Sarkia.
Sorry. I've been awake since like 6 o'clock.
She says, with Oryl's influence over the region, things have been precipitated. Old feuds have been unearthed, and already there are less than 100 of us left. Many Goliaths disappeared in the tundra in the last 2 years. I've looked high and low for them and never found them. Someone is hunting us.
Why? Who would hunt us?
I don't know. What more, those that remain are doomed to die at each other's throats before this is all over. Someone needs to make them see reason.
And you think that's us? They didn't listen to me before. I don't know why that would change. They're not going to listen to me now.
You carry my blessing. And of all the Goliaths, I have never seen one with such a as level-headed as you are. And that's not without adding the fact that you have the divine speaker of a god.
Hello.
You have learned traveling companions. People that do not belong in Icewind Dale. The tribes will realize that if you try to end these petty quarrels, it is for the good of the land, not the good of one tribe over another. I know that I'm asking a lot from you. And I don't want to rush you.
No.
So what kind of reward are we talking about?
The survival of a species. Ranger.
Yes, I know, but something a bit more tangible beyond that.
If that's what you want, then that's what I'll do.
I am not asking that of you as someone above your station, Helaphine. I'm asking you as a fellow Goliath, someone who used to belong to these tribes and can never return.
You know, until just now, I couldn't think of a single reason why I would ever go back. Why I would ever set foot in that horrid place again. But if you're asking if Goliaths depend on it, then that's what I'm going to do. But it'll be the last time. I'm never going back there.
I will not ask anything else of you. Ever. Well, except maybe cuddles from time to time, but
I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. So, time to save all the Goliaths. Ooh. What if I fail? What if I can't? What if they don't listen? What do
out
we
of
do?
game, is that doubt that Helaphine is feeling? Yeah, that burning sensation is coming back.
Oh, great.
But it's not hurting.
It's kind of
It's-
kind of like anxiety heartburn, like
No, it's actually more like, imagine if you're having doubts on yourself.
Mhm.
Imagine there's this silent voice inside of you that is turning that into headstrong, not acceptance, but
resolve.
resolve. Yes.
Okay.
Like another voice that would basically be saying, like, now you can.
Doesn't matter. I can do it. I can do it. I'll save them all.
You remember that asshole who pushed you off a cliff when you were 12? If you don't save him in time... Oops. And we're gonna... Yeah. If no one has anything else to add. We'll end on that tonight.
push him off a cliff.
Lawful good, man.
Yeah, you're lawful good.
I was
You're
gonna
not
say,
doing
like, I
any of that
can't.
anymore.
I kind of
Yeah.
have to save him, though.
Oya is not lawful good.
Uh,
She's willing to bend the rules. Is everyone having fun?
yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Cha.
I feel like
I'm
I've
trying to
been
remember what my
doing so
alignment
much
is.
talking the last 2 episodes.
No, the last 2 episodes have been my favorites of the season. No lies.
Well,
There's-
I mean,
that's my alignment.
Helafine got hers now.
I don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend in my backstory. Just letting you know. Oh,
You
God,
have someone.
Simon!
You have someone in your backstory.
Special someone.
Shut up.
Everyone has someone. Sometimes
And
maybe
he's gonna be
multiple someone.
Lathander.
Fish.
Oh no, it's gonna be like a giant fish person. He's gonna fall in love
A
with a
merman!
mermaid.
But the top half is fish.
And the bottom half
His legs.
is of your choosing.
Ugh.
Oh, it's side to side. This half
Like,
is
just
fish,
split
and
down the
this
middle?
half is woman.
I don't think that would work organically.
I don't think any of those would work organically.
But yes, all that to say that pieces have been set into motion for the other players in the coming weeks.
Devin wants to know if
Things
she's the
should.
girlfriend in my backstory.
I can live in this.
And now you're giving
Romantic.
Simon ideas, Devin. Look at his face.
So,
No.
that said,
I don't want to leave till the two got married. I'll stay here.
well,
for
Etten
2 more
now has a
episodes.
quest. Etten now has a side quest just for him.
I feel like Etten has nothing but side quests. Like his main, the
he
main
has to
quest
save the
is
world.
getting. Yeah, but his main quest log is getting filled up, and he is gonna forget about it eventually. Lathander's gonna be very disappointed in him.
No, I have Lathander's fish earring now.
It's like me and The Witcher with all the Witcher contracts. I'm like, what? There's
Oh,
a story
man.
here? Oh.
As long as none of the side quests and river side quests glitches.
Nope. Anyway, I know what's gonna happen to Etten. I can't wait for it.
Just don't try to get him in a theological debate.
Lathander's his dad.
It will be
The Monitor's his dad.
No, if
That's so much worse.
Wait!
no, I mean if I wanted to engage Etten in any debate whatsoever, I would, and I will at some point, try to have him encounter his family.
Ooh.
Because that would be hilarious to spend an evening with Etten's family.
It would be a unique experience for all involved.
Definitely. But that said, we went a little bit overboard. We started late. That's my bad. If you have anything to plug, dear players, now is the time to do so. We'll go around the table. We'll do the same order as we did our intros. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Where can we find you, Kelly?
Hello, I'm Kelly, the Opera Geek. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet as the Opera Geek, including tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern or 3 o'clock if the dog is being stubborn. Continuing my playthrough of Middle-earth: Shadow of War, which is basically me yelling at whichever voice actor is voicing the orc that I'm fighting at the moment, because I feel it really lends a personal touch. And then on Thursday, on Sirenscape's channel, you can find me for our second episode of Cyberpunk Red, Out on a Limb, which was really well received last week and has a fantastic cast. I've got some amazing colleagues that are in it. Tanya DePass, Gabe James Games, and Mustang's Art. So definitely, you're going to want to... I mean, honestly, Simon can vouch for this. Come for our storytellers' accents alone.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
Holy crap, he's from Australia, but he was like 50 different people with perfect accents at the drop of a hat. It was fantastic.
Phil was, yeah, the hell.
It was like,
But also, I pay more attention to the music.
unless you can't get it working for some people. Just saying.
Wow.
No, it's not.
I fucking felt that from here. Yikes.
Did anybody else see the bus coming? Cause
No, it was just the player kind of stuttered, so he had to give me my badass unique character music, because all of us have unique character themes composed by Aiden Chan. So I didn't get it when I did the dramatic flounce. I got it when I did the dramatic appearance in a door instead. So yes, that's on Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Sirenscape. Other than that, just watch my Twitter and I'll tell you where I'm going to be. And if this sways you in any way to come watch my stream, there is a dog cam, so you can watch the dog.
Wow.
I mean, I know what side my bread is buttered on. There you go.
Justin. I was gonna call you Pirate Jesus. That still works. But Justin, where can we find you?
find me here right now. Hi everyone, and bye. I'm Justin, aka Pirate Jesus, aka Ragnar, and you can find me here and on the internets doing stuffs and bothering the one back there, usually, and the ones here, also usually.
Tumai, where can we find you?
Before that, I'd like to say that it's so amazing to see how Ragnar falls off his tongue right now after it's taken us like 10 weeks to get the name off of him. Now he embraces it. I am Tuma. You can find me as Professor XR on social media and on Men's Journal. This week, apparently, I got an article on it. Yay. Yeah. I know. Still doesn't beat the Forbes one, but you know.
I got an article, but it wasn't Forbes, so
it wasn't Forbes, you know, because I have the Forbes one. It's just not 30 under 30, and I missed that because I'm gonna be 37 tomorrow. So you know, you gotta shoot for 40 under 40.
Happy birthday.
Okay, I think Kelly's like 47. What is it?
I'm 936.
Your skin is so good.
I'm a vampire.
Talking about vampires, I started a VTM campaign, which I'm loving so far. It's really fun. Chicago by Night, and we are on Stories Before Sunrise. We've been recording, but haven't started posting them on YouTube yet. Developing some, video clips before we start posting. But it's been really fun. I'm playing a Toreador. So.
Justice, where can we find you?
Hello. You can find me on a variety of different places. Depends on the night of the week. Follow our channel, bardandbarbarian.com or Bard and Barbarian on any of the socials to find out where you can find us. The one that I want to push the most right now is Changeling, The Dreaming. It's on Q Times. It's Friday. I style my beard up real crazy, and my character is a foul-mouthed, sarcastic knocker, and it's a lot of fun. But we also have a game Thursday, we have a game Tuesday, and we're just all over the place. Follow us on bardandbarbarian.com. I realize now that I'm speaking in the third person, but I don't. That's not the royal we. I am one half of the team at Bard and Barbarian, and Diana is the other half. And yeah, that is me. Stashmandu on the socials if you want to look at pictures of my face.
And your sweet, sweet, luscious beard. Diana, where can we find you this week?
Oh boy, I don't know how to follow that up. Come by Changeling. It's for as dark and terrible and awful as Wraith was, and as much as everyone thought we hated each other in Wraith, Changeling is literally the exact opposite. My name is Bonnie, and I am on OnlyFans top 1%. Please come watch us play games. We find a special thing for Mr. Slua this week. So Changeling's good. This week we have Iron, Dust, and Blood on Thursday over on Bard and Barbarians channel. And if you keep an eye on our socials, we're going to be announcing a super cool thing that Kelly and Justice are playing in March in the next week or so. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks, Simon. What about you? What cool stuff you doing? Tell us.
So you can find me here on... No, that's not true. You can find me on twitch.tv/unmadegaming at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday for our 3rd episode of Cyberpunk Phoenix. With the group of what we've begun calling Team NPC, as they attempt their very first gig ever. Then on Thursday, you can find me nowhere, well, actually behind the scenes of the Sirenscape Cyberpunk show that Kelly is in, that I highly encourage everyone to go watch. And then on Friday, we're gonna have Cyberpunk Red here. Basically, my entire week is Cyberpunk. At 8 p.m.
Simon
Eastern.
the Wilhelm screen, and he was not afraid
I have a
to
Wilhelm
use it
button.
when Tanya had to cut off someone's arm, and all of a sudden Simon just got the gleeful look, and you heard the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, people on stream don't see the faces I make backstage, but everyone else can. Holy shit! Thank you so much! Bard and you guys, you didn't have to do that.
I gotta celebrate my not wedding.
Okay.
She was so close and she squeaked out, so.
I'm just gonna wait until the alerts, because I forgot to mute them. Oh,
I
wait,
also love that it appears right over your face, too.
Yeah, there we go, they're gone. I'm remaking all of them, actually. It's just a long process, but we're gonna have some fun alerts coming up. I probably didn't emphasize the right syllable again. You can also find me on Level Up TTV on Saturday for some Scion fun. And on Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, I go play a super fun game where I am like a wolf boy. And me and my pupper and a bunch of other brilliant players are playing Romance of the Blue Rose, which is a romantic fantasy RPG, and it's very, very amazing. That said, I think that is all, so I will leave you on the video one last time, and we hope to see you again next week. Thanks for coming, everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Icewind Dale, home to the most hardened of frontiersmen, pioneers, and nomads. Beyond the sporadic dots of civilization dwells terrifying beasts and deadly monsters. Each night, before midnight, Auril takes to the sky and weaves her spell of ice and darkness. For 2 years, the north of Faerun has been covered in everlasting rime. From Dugan's Hole to Lonelywood, from high atop Kelvin's Cairn down to Mare du Walden. Hungry and cold, the population of Icewind Dale huddles together in empty homes, praying to the gods to end Auril's reign. Their prayers were answered. Heroes summoned by fate have vowed to break the Frostmaiden spell.